And I asked her to get a test to figure out who the father was. She absolutely said no. She said she wouldn't pay for it. She wouldn't do it. And basically, out of her mouth, she said, "You need to commit to me and this baby without knowing, or you need to walk away." Those were her words.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello. Thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
1 month of dating, a surprise pregnancy, a beach proposal, and now a fraud lawsuit. This case has all the ingredients of a courtroom roller coaster. Jordan Miller claims he was led to believe he was the father and spent thousands of dollars based on that belief. Meanwhile, Avery Torres insists she genuinely thought the baby was his and says the romantic getaway was a gift, not a financial transaction. The question isn't just who was right, it's whether anyone was actually deceived.
This is the case of Miller versus Torres. Mr. Miller, you are suing Ms. Torres for $1,179 for fraud. You say that the defendant led you to believe that she was pregnant with your child and that she owes you half of the weekend trip you paid for. Okay, now the defendant, you say you really believe the baby was his and the weekend trip was a gift to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what happened now? Were you all in like a long-term relationship, or how did this baby come about?
So we met at a concert. We just happened to be sitting next to each other, her with her friends. And I don't know, we had this great night, and we were partying until late in the midnight. And she gives me her phone number. Next day is July 4th, and I thought I'd just call her up and I'd be like, I'm the only single person going to this party. I'd love you to join if you want to just have a romantic thing that we weren't planning. And she comes, and I don't remember the last time I thought that a person could be my wife within this short period of time of meeting them.
Oh.
And that's 24 hours,
24 hours?
Yeah.
And you really felt like, I'm gonna marry this lady?
I did, and I've never had that experience before since. And inseparable for an entire month we were together, and then we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and not 6 weeks later, I find out that she's pregnant. And at first it was very much...
That escalated quickly.
Yes. At first it was like a lot to absorb. I'll be honest, I kind of wanted to run. But instead I said, let's go away for a weekend together, the following weekend, after she had told me.
So you invited her to go away?
I did, with the intent that I was going to propose to her, and I in my mind, I thought that I was taking accountability, and I was trying to...
Because when she told you she was pregnant, she said, "I'm pregnant and this is your child"?
Right.
Can you take me to that day, Ms. Torres? Tell me when you found out, how you found out, how you realized you were pregnant, and then the day you told Mr. Miller.
I was on the pill, Your Honor. Hormonal therapy failed me, and on September I took a home test, and I found out that I was pregnant. I told him right away. He looked flustered, excited, in shock, but we talked about it, and he said that he was compromised, that he was going to support us, and that we should take a trip together before anything else happened.
Now let me be clear, you guys had just met. Mr. Miller said that he met you and he felt like within 24 hours, you know what, I can marry this woman. Did you feel the same way about him when you met him? You got to tell the truth. You swore to tell the truth.
I had a great time. I did have a great time, and
but you weren't feeling that sense of, I'm marrying this man?
Not right away.
Okay,
I was
that's
dating.
okay.
I was dating out, and then I met him.
Were you dating other people at the time?
Correct.
You were. You were dating other people.
Mm-hmm. Just seeing other people.
Were you having intimate relations with other people?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were. Did you let Mr. Miller know that? I mean, you don't have to tell him all your business, but were you clear to him, like, I'm enjoying spending time with you, but this is not exclusive. I just want to make sure you understand. Or had you all even had the chance to have that talk yet?
Everything happened in a matter of weeks, and I'm Mexican. I'm used to a man telling me, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" at some point, and he was just introducing me as his girlfriend right away. So I brought the conversation up, and in August, that's when we talked and we formalized, and I stopped seeing other people. I thought maybe he was dating out too, so that's why I wanted to formalize and be
So you
exclusive.
did, and you said, I really want this to be exclusive.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are now in an exclusive relationship. You realize that you're pregnant. You tell him, you admit, kind of wanted to run, but then decided, you know what, let me stick and stay. Let me live up to my responsibility. Let's go on a trip, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you plan to propose.
That's right.
Did you buy a ring?
I did.
Where were you going to go on the trip?
We were in Monterey.
Okay.
And she really likes ocean life, so I took her on a whale watching tour. And on the third night we were there, it's the last night, I'm walking, it was like, it's cheesy, it was out of a movie, but I was walking down the beach and proposed to her at sunset.
You did?
Yeah, on the third night, our last night
And
there.
what did you say, Miss Torres?
I said yes. with
You
all my
said
heart,
yes.
Your Honor.
Okay, this is all going well. And I know it's gonna go downhill soon. I wanna stay in the joy. Okay, so we're engaged now. How does it go wrong? How does the tide change?
Well, not even 2 weeks later, she comes to me, and I guess this was her first prenatal session with her doctor. And they had determined that basically when she conceived the child would have been early July, which is around when we met, but we were dating throughout that time kind of openly. So
that was not the committed time period.
not the committed.
No, when the doctor told me the due date, the estimated due date, that's when I realized, and we realized that the conception was in July instead of August when we were exclusive. So in the beginning, I was sure it was his baby, but then with the doctor's information, it's.
And here comes the turning point of the entire case. The doctor's estimated conception date suddenly shifts the timeline back to a period when the relationship wasn't exclusive. That's critical because Avery's certainty about paternity immediately becomes uncertainty. Legally speaking, if she honestly believed Jordan was the father when she told him, proving fraud becomes significantly harder. This is where the emotional story starts colliding with the legal reality.
And so you had to tell him.
I did
Were
right
you
away.
honest right away?
Right away, Your Honor.
And then what was your response, Mr. Milian?
I think I had a very normal response. So I found out that it might be someone else's, and I asked her to get a test to figure out who the father was. She absolutely said no. She said she wouldn't pay for it. She wouldn't do it. And basically, out of her mouth, she said, "You need to commit to me and this baby without knowing, or you need to walk away." Those were her words. I have no idea if this is my baby.
And why did you give him that ultimatum, Ms. Torres?
I think the ultimatum came from him, Your Honor. He said that if I didn't get a paternity test while I was pregnant, he was gonna leave. And I was scared. I was emotional. I was hormonal. I just wasn't sure at the moment that I could go on with the test and nevertheless pay for it. That was my main problem.
Well, in vitro paternity DNA testing is expensive. Were you willing to pay for that testing?
He wasn't, Your Honor.
Well, I mean, you have to think of it from my perspective. I've just spent upwards of $2,300 to propose to her.
I
And now she
imagine if
wants
you
me
want to
pay
know that if
give-
the kid is yours, then you'll pay for a test.
And then she wants me to pay to figure out if I'm even the father.
What do you need, $1,500 or so for an in vitro?
The cheapest one I found was $800 after some discount.
So I was about to say, $800 is a good price. Let me see your evidence. So you did find one for about $800.
I did some
Did you have the
research, but-
$800?
No, Your Honor, I didn't.
Okay, so you didn't get the test then.
This dispute is no longer just about a relationship, it's about risk, responsibility, and trust. Jordan says he wanted proof before committing. Avery says she was scared, pregnant, emotional, and couldn't afford expensive prenatal DNA testing. Both sides are pointing fingers, but the unfortunate result is that a child's future is sitting in the middle of an argument that neither side seems willing to resolve. That's why this testimony carries so much weight.
So the baby was born. Were you there when the baby was born? Did you show up?
He didn't stay for the rest of the pregnancy. He asked me for his ring back and he left.
Oh, so he asked for his ring back.
He doesn't know the baby. He hasn't asked about her, and he's just asking. He's just chasing me for some money.
I don't know if it's my baby. She's unwilling to take the test. Sure, maybe I should have offered to pay for it.
Do you care about the baby or just the money?
You're unwilling. You're unwilling.
So, Mr. Miller, there is truth to the fact that it could be yours.
Of course.
So, would you want to miss out on those things?
Well,
The
no,
birth and all
not.
of those things? Or it's more important to you, which some people feel this way, to not be attached until they know for sure?
Well, I suppose
He
it's
just
the
left.
latter. I asked her to get the test. She wouldn't do it. I mean,
So
what do you-
that led you to believe you weren't the father.
Well, it's suspicious, wouldn't you say? Whoever
Because
pays
she
for it, she's
didn't want
unwilling
it.
to do it. So, we don't know who it is. Could be me, could be not me.
You
It's
need
very
certainty.
suspicious.
You pay for a test. You
Did
go
you
through
let
it, you
any
find
of
out.
the other men that you were having relations at that time, Ms. Torres, know that you were pregnant and they could potentially be the biological father?
No, Your Honor, they weren't in the picture anymore. I wasn't considering any future with them whatsoever.
So your thing was, if he walked out, you'll just raise the baby by yourself.
Which I am.
And you've been raising the baby by yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
A little girl. How old is she now?
She's 7 months.
7 months. And you've never seen her, Mr. Miller?
No, Your Honor.
I think the fraud here is that he's making all these seems about money and not about his ego being hurt.
And so you feel like this is all about his ego?
I was seeing other people and he didn't like that.
Once she found out the date was wrong, if she was really trying to carry out this fraud, this misrepresentation, why did she tell you? Because she already had you, the ring, and been on the vacation.
Sure, that's a fair point. But I do think the moment that she realizes how serious I am about her getting down on that knee, I think it's rational
At
that she...
this stage, the fraud claim is looking increasingly complicated. Avery voluntarily revealed information that potentially weakened her own position, and that's not usually what courts see from someone trying to run a calculated scam. On the other hand, Jordan believes he should have been told sooner because major financial and emotional decisions were already being made. So here's the big question. If you were in Jordan's position, would you have stayed involved without a DNA test, or would you have stepped away until you knew for sure?
rational that she should tell me what I'm in for. She should tell me that there might be someone else that fathered this child. She did not tell me for, I think it was 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, her
until the
testimony
doctor.
is because she thought, based upon when she found out she was pregnant, it was during the time when you guys were exclusive, not the time when you guys weren't. When you're saying that she misrepresented, you know, you're saying that she purposefully misled you, made you rely on that, had you spend money, right?
Yeah.
Which then caused you harm.
Financially, yes.
You relied on the fact that she said that you were the father,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you paid for this ring.
Yes, Your
How
Honor.
would you respond to that?
I thought that was the very minimum that I deserved. A little weekend getaway with someone that loves you, and then this happens. I never tried to trap anybody, and if I was, I wouldn't trap this one.
Why would you say that?
He's treating me like I was taking advantage of him from the beginning, and I'm trying to finish my career. I'm working. I'm pregnant at a time, raising a kid now. I have no time for plotting, taking $1,000.
Did you know that it was his child? Do you feel like it is? Or do you really not know and just hope that it is? Because on the one hand, you say, well, if I was going to trap somebody, it wouldn't be him. But on the other hand, you're moving through this whole process really trying to calm him down from all of his fears and anxieties. Like, I thought we were going to try to start a life.
But I never asked him to propose. I never asked him to take me on a trip. I never asked him to marry me.
Well, you're right.
I haven't changed
He
him
did
for...
state in court that he offered it. You didn't say that she asked.
Sure, that's true.
I think there's only one way to get to the bottom of this. And thank goodness, this court had you submit to DNA testing because it's important that we find out.
Everything has been building toward this moment. Months of accusations, uncertainty, heartbreak, and arguments are about to be answered by one piece of evidence that doesn't care about feelings, assumptions, or courtroom speeches. DNA evidence is often the strongest form of proof in paternity disputes because it cuts through speculation and gives the court a definitive answer. Whatever happens next is going to completely change the direction of this case.
Are you or are you not this child's father? Do either of you have anything to say before I read the results?
No, Your Honor.
I just hope he's not.
You just said, let's hope he's not. Why did you say that?
We've been very good on our own, Your Honor.
You and the baby?
With our family support, Emma doesn't need for anything.
So are you saying that because you're hurt? Or are you saying that because you don't love Mr. Miller anymore?
I was very disappointed. And he just showed that he didn't really care for me. He just cared for the baby at some point, I guess.
Luckily for you, both of you, the wait is over. In the case of child born to Avery Torres, the alleged father being Jordan Miller, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Miller, you are the father. You have a beautiful baby. I'm not going to get in your business, but I'm just going to say, if this is a woman that has your child and a love worth fighting for, put them up. Most importantly, you have to establish a relationship with your baby. Do you want to try to win your family back and be there for the baby?
Absolutely. If you let me.
And Ms. Torres, can you give him a crack of daylight? Can you just give him a little crack of daylight and let him show up?
If he does.
I think he will. I wish you all the very best. I'm going to assume that you'd like to drop this fraud case.
Yes, Your Honor.
What started as a fraud lawsuit ended with a completely different reality. The DNA results confirmed that Jordan is the biological father, destroying the foundation of his fraud claim. Judge Lauren Lake ruled in favor of Avery, finding no basis to recover the money he spent on the relationship or the trip. But the most important outcome wasn't financial, it was the confirmation of a father-child relationship that had been hanging in limbo for months. This case is a powerful reminder that assumptions can be costly, communication matters, and sometimes the truth changes everything in an instant. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
Yeah. Let's let it go. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned. I think you guys are going to make it.